Welcome back. All right, so the Vancouver Canucks, of course, without Thatcher Demko before the game, Rick Tocchet saying, "Hey, we're going to play the same way in front of DeSmith as we do in front of Demko." And I don't know that they didn't play the same as they did in front of Demko. It just the Preds played a better game, and without Demko, it definitely makes a difference. So as Saros versus DeSmith, there's an early press by the Canucks, but is kept to the outside, and that was the theme tonight. And then Beauvillier tips one in from Forsberg at 114. So that's an old trope for the Canucks. It's back that somebody that they've traded comes back and hurts them later in the season. And that was during Let's Go Casey chants. So I didn't hear another Let's Go Casey chant the rest of the night. That was the first shot on net. It went in the net. So the fans were trying to root for the goalie. And as John Shorthouse said, it backfired. So, and that was the game's only shot in the first 3 minutes. So the Preds came out, and it was pretty clear what kind of game they were going to play, which is just don't let hockey happen. And they did their best. So I've even got blocks on the board for this one because that's really big story of the game. So Suter's denied on a rush. The Canucks draw a power play. There's an early cycle. Pettersson's shot's blocked. It's cleared and cleared again. Miller decides to go 1 versus 5, so going through, or I guess 1 versus 4 because they're on a power play. It doesn't work. The Canucks cycle late. Hronek has a shot that's blocked. There's another clear that ends the power play. The Preds then have a 2-minute man on the ice that gives the Canucks their second power play of the game. There's an early failed clear. The Canucks cycle. Besser has a shot that deflects out. There's a clear on the next face-off. Miller fires one wide. The power play's killed off. There were no shots for the Canucks on their first two power plays tonight. So the power play was kind of a growing concern as the season wore on, and it's definitely been amplified in the playoffs. This is the thing. Teams that, have little issues going into the playoffs, those little issues can become larger issues once we get into a series where you're playing the same team over and over again. Canucks press with 9 minutes left. The Preds are blocking a lot, so the shots are only two apiece with 8 minutes left. The Canucks just can't get to the net, which I'm going to be talking about that a lot in this. The Canucks press with 7 minutes left. Novak has a shot that's saved. The Canucks are stuck on two shots. We get a power play for Nashville. There's an early clear and another. Forsberg has a shot that deflects wide. The Preds cycle. It's cleared. Novak then has a shot that's saved just before the power play ends. Then with 44 seconds left, the Canucks get their third power play, and Pettersson has a near miss on a buzzer beater. So it's 1-0 Nashville after the first. What's interesting is it's basically the same kind of first period that we saw last time, but it felt different because again they don't have Demko, and it felt like Nashville was playing a better overall game. Second period, the Canucks set up, they misfire, keeping in mind that power play rolls over into the second period. Hughes has a shot that's saved, is cleared. The Preds finish the kill. Beauvillier then has a net drive that's held. The Preds go to the power play though. Beauvillier draws that power play for them. Had a pretty good game for Nashville tonight. The Preds cycle. Yossi has a shot that's blocked and cleared. O'Reilly misses one wide from the slot. There's another clear, and again, then there's a shorthanded rush by Pettersson. That power play is killed off. 5 minutes into the second period, the shots are 2-1 Nashville, meaning Vancouver only has managed one shot through the first 5 minutes. Forsberg has a rush chance to save. The rebound's cleared, and then it's Forsberg. He gets his first of the playoffs from Nyquist at 6:29. He roofs it short side and close. People will point out that, DeSmith, well, maybe you want to save there, but I thought the defense should have done, I don't know, something. Watch the replay. The defense just kind of watches Forsberg go in and score. Anyways, Preds look for another. The shots are 5-1 for Nashville at 7 minutes. Miller's denied as the Canucks get some pressure, but then at 8:04, Sissons buries a rebound on a turnover. Beauvillier and Zucker with the assists. It's 3-0 for Nashville at this point. That was 3 goals on 11 shots for them as well. They would only get 4 shots the rest of the night. They didn't really need anything else. The Canucks only had 7. So again, they're doing their best to control the Canucks and keep them off the shot clock. Lafferty misses one wide from in close. Lindholm has a one-timer that saved. Saros, not busy, but he was good when tested. There's a press by Nashville with 9.5 minutes left. Miller has a stick die when he's trying to hit a one-timer because the hockey gods are definitely taking their revenge on me for the Canucks having a good season. Garland to Joshua gets blocked. The Canucks press with 7 minutes left. But again, now we're into the point where their passes are a little bit off because they're trying to be perfect with it and it was just a bit off there. There's Preds continuing to block anytime the Canucks get zone time. Lafferty has a fast break that misses, but at 15:32, as Zadorov hits the ice for his shift, he scores. Cole and DiGiuseppe with the assists as he wires one top shelf. That's the only happy moment tonight, though, if you're a Canuck fan. Preds press for response. Sissons to Zucker. That gets picked off with 2:24 left. The Canucks get a power play. They cycle. There's then a shorthanded 2-on-1. McCarron has a chance that's held. Preds clear it again when the Canucks try to set up. The Canucks cycle. Hughes fires one high. The next chance for Hughes is blocked. Then there's a post for the Canucks in the closing seconds that went off Carrier's skate. That power play's killed off. It's 3-1 Nashville after 2 periods of play. The shots were really limited overall. The Canucks, their shot attempts were really, really high. They just weren't hitting the net. And when they were shots that should have hit the net, Nashville was blocking them. Third period, early press by the Canucks. Miller has a chance, that's held. The Preds, again, blocking shots. Canucks press some more. Preds are like, fine, whatever you got, bring it on. We're going to block it. Juleson has a shot that's blockered aside. Mikheyev has a shot that's held. He's not allowed to get a goal. So that's how that works. Things are pushy on a hold by Saros. You can see the Canucks were getting more and more frustrated. Suter couldn't hit an open net. Joshua then fans on one because of getting interfered with just a little bit, which made him and fans upset. But, I mean, they're not going to call that in the third period in a game that's this close. And the Preds are defending. The fans, again, wanted that call. There's a press by Nashville at 5 minutes. They're kept to the outside. 7 minutes in, there was one shot on net. Vancouver's one shot. And again, if you're the Preds, that's perfect. You just want to make sure that this game is just, a nothing. There's no chances. That's fine with them because they're up by 2. So Hughes has a wrister that's held. Garland misses one wide as the Canucks press. Joshua can't bury one in close. Saros holds there. Joshua so close to getting a goal tonight, but again, close doesn't matter when it comes to the goals, right? Shots are 4-0 Vancouver with 9.5 minutes left. So many blocks as the Predators are getting pressure. Lots of ice packs I think are going to be needed by the Preds tonight, or maybe they'll all feel like Superman because they got the 2 points, or shall we say tied the series. It's weird how it goes from 2 points. Like every night now when these games finish, I want to put a record up there, and I'm like, no, the record doesn't matter. It's just these teams against one another. So fans call one, the referee doesn't, so the ref sucks. More blocking by Nashville. The Canucks just can't get to the net. Besser's denied on a face-off win with 4:59 left. Hughes goes to the box, which basically ends the game. I put right there basically ends it because you're down to 5 minutes left. You're not getting shots on net, and now you've got to kill the next 2 minutes. So they cycle. Novak has a net feed that's blocked. There's more cycling. It's cleared. Yossi fires one wide. That power play's killed off. Not that Nashville was trying that hard there. There's a press by Nashville after it ends. The goalie pull happens with 2:10 left, and at 18:07, Sherwood hits the empty net to make it 4-1. With 1:30 left, the Preds go back to the power play. Zadorov, just frustrated, takes a roughing penalty, and so Nashville could just kill that final minute and a half, and they win this game 4-1 in Vancouver to tie the series at 1. If Demko can't come back into this series, I don't see how Vancouver wins it, to be honest. Shots on net are 4 apiece in the first, 8 apiece in the second, 6-4 Vancouver in the third. Final shots 18-16 Vancouver. The shot attempts were something like 81-30, something like that. Like it was so much for Vancouver. The power plays both go 0 for 4. Vancouver has to get that power play going if they're going to have any chance in this. Hits were 47-30 for Vancouver, but the block shots 32-7 for Nashville. Saros saved 17 out of 18. He was fantastic. And DeSmith saved 12 out of 15. I'm not going to put this on DeSmith. However, that being said, if Demko was in the net, I don't know that the Canucks win this game, but I think it would have been closer. Maybe the Canucks play different with DeSmith in net in the playoffs than they play with Demko in the playoffs. And I say that knowing they had more shot attempts than Nashville by a wide margin. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.